Thank you for coming back to this channel. Thank you to my old subscribers and thank you to my new subscribers. You know what? I actually recorded this video, or I should say this screen or this video, whichever one you want to term it. But for some reason, I cannot find the recording. So I just have to do it over again. But before I get into this video, I just want to read a scripture for you guys, and it is taken from John 3:16, and it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life." So as you can see from my screen, I have gone and I've done some bookmarkers, at least templates for some bookmarks that I bought from Amazon. They're the MDF ones. And what I'll be doing, I'll just show you guys exactly how I do how I get this design, or how, and let me start again. I'll just show you guys and reproduce exactly the steps that I've taken in order to achieve this look for the bookmarks. So let me move these one side so you guys can, and then what I'll do, I'll just start from scratch. I'm fairly new to screen recording, so if I'm not increasing or zooming in and zooming out, as you know, bear with me. I'm just trying to get a knack for this. So my bookmark that I bought from Amazon is measured at 5.9 high and 1.3 wide, and then we have another one that I bought as well. It came in 2 packs, and that is 3.9 and 1.5 to 1. So let us do the tallest one first. So the tallest one, the measurement is, so what I did there, I went over to here and I drew a rectangle. So that's what I just did. So to change the measurement, I would come up to here where I can change the width. So I click into that box and the width is 1.362, and then the height for that is 5.9. So because it's a bookmark, so it's going to be back and front. So instead of drawing the box all over again, what I do is to duplicate it, and the shortcut key for that on the Mac is Command and D, which is duplicate. I'm not sure what it is for Windows. It may be Alt and D, I'm not sure. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw this box as well, this rectangle. So the height, let me write it down on the scraps of paper that I have here. The height is 3.908 and the width is 1.521. So I come over and then I'll draw. So I've drawn the box, and then what I'll do, I'll just come to the top and resize it. So the width is 1.321 and then the height is 3.908, and it's the same thing because it's back and front. I am going to duplicate it and then I'm just going to carry it there. So there we have our bookmarks, 2 different sizes. This is one size, and then these 2 are another size. So in order to get this background here, what I've done, I've gone and I've downloaded some backgrounds from a website name. I think it's called Creative Fabrica. You can check it out. You can get like free backgrounds, etc. So I'd come to my library, so I imported the backgrounds into my library, and I've already been working on it. So it is called this Golden Shimmer, which is this one here. And then what I do, I just choose the design that I want. Or if you don't want that, say for example you want, like, let's try that magenta golds, or you know what, let's go back to Golden Shimmer. And then I'll select it, and once I've selected it, you see it's slightly grayed out. So that means when I go back to design, it is now in placed as a background. Now to get it to be full, because if you notice at the top here, let me zoom in. If you notice at the top here, it is white, and the same thing at the bottom. But on my design, which is over here, there's no white at the bottom or the top. So to do that, what you can do, what's this? This has been playing up all day. I'm not sure why, but if I were to say go to print, say for example send to printer, it looks okay. So I'm not sure what's happening. So let us start again. Let us duplicate it. Come over, go to library. Let us choose a different design. Probably doesn't like that one. Okay, so that's a little bit better because it's full, so I don't have to do any adjustments. So let us just work with this one, because I'm not sure what's happening with the silhouette today, because it was working fine earlier, but for some reason it started playing up. So let us now choose another background color for the other side. So that's what it looks like. Oh, I quite like this. So now, as you can see, I have written on it, "He is faithful." So to get the words written, to get the words on it, you go over to your text panel and then you just type "he," oops, "is," and then what I do, I click out of the box, and then that takes me into another line, "faithful." And then what I do, I just move it. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm now going to go, and because I've done it in two separate text boxes, I'm now going to go in and do whatever edition I want. So I want the color to be white, the fill color to be white, and the line color to be black. And then if you want to change the text, you'd come over here, which is your text panel, and then you choose whichever text you want. If I like that one, or you can just choose. I have a few that I've downloaded from off the internet, then that's that one. If you want a fancy curly one, or just something plain and simple if you want impact, but let's just go for Charter Black. So once you have selected the text that you want, in order to get it a bit, because as you can see, the design is quite narrow, but it's very long. So what you do, you enlarge it, and then if you want, you can stretch it out. I'm just doing it by the corners, which are these little boxes. This is where you then make your adjustment. And then what I do, I then flip it as straight as I possibly can. Hopefully that's straight enough. And then I click, and then I take it over to here. This still seems a little bit big, so this is where now you can go in and you make your necessary adjustments inside. And then it's the same thing for this one. I go change the font, then I'll go ahead and then I'll do that. If you wanted to, you can even have like a background color as a font, as the inner color. So for example, let's say we want, let's try that one. And then if you notice, it's filled it, it looks really nice. And you go and you change it, you adjust it to how you want it. Oops. And then when you have adjusted it to how you want it, then you go up and then you do that, and then you come and you just make your little adjustments inside. I'm just trying to adjust it as best as I possibly can, but I think the white looks better because the red is so vibrant. And basically that's it. So that's for the first one. So in order to get it nice and centered and evenly spaced, what I do, I come and I just select all the boxes, the text box, the everything, the rectangles, everything. And then what you would do, you would come over to your side panel here, which is the transform panel. I'm not sure if this is in the free version because I'm using the business edition, but it should be anyway. So you'd come to your transform, and then what you do now is you can center it here, but I think it centers it in the page. So, and then you just click and it's centered vertically. And if you want, you can do that, and then it is spaced horizontally, but I don't want to do that at the moment. Reason being because it's sublimation and I want to keep it away from the edge. So let me just click undo, and basically that's what I want it to be, centered vertically. So that's the first one. Now the next one, let me zoom out, is this one, Jeremiah 29 verse 11, and it's the same principle really. You go in and you choose whatever color you want at the back. So let us try gilded flowers. No, you know what, let us try gilded flowers. So if we want something, no, you know what, let us go back to what it is. At least you guys can see exactly how it looks. I can't remember. I can't remember which one it is. Moonlight Creation. So that's it. So that's what it looks like. And then you just type your text in. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. It doesn't matter if it's gonna go across something that you already have on the screen, because you're working in text boxes, so it's not going to be affected. So what I am doing now, I'm just resizing it, and then I'm just gonna put a color, fill color, etc., and then I'm gonna flip it. Then I'm gonna change the font, which is the Charter Black. And as you can see, it's way too big. So this is now where I come in and I resize it, and then I gauge it by putting it in the center there. But to get it more accurate, I come and I highlight everything, go back over to your transform panel, and then you click that and it is centered vertically. And the same thing for this one, which is this one. So now I'm gonna add the words, for I know the plans I have for you. You can type the words anywhere on the software, it doesn't matter. For I know the plans I have for you. So that's what I've typed, for I know the plans I have for you. Let me zoom it in. Let me now put it, oh no, I'm not sure what's happening with Silhouette today. Let me do a fill color, then let me change the font to the Charter Black. And then I'm just gonna go and adjust it. But before I do that, let me center everything so it's nice and centered. Carry it down. Then I'll go back to my library. And then what I'll do, I'll then choose a background color, the other side color. Let us choose something different. Let us choose that marble effect, which is that one. Let me carry this down a bit, maximize that. Whoops, flip it around there. Then what I'll do, I'll grab it. You see it changes from a mouse pointer to a hand, so it means now I can move it, and then I'll put it there. It's a bit too close for what I want, so I move it, size it down a little, and then I can play around here and just extend along the sides. Let me highlight everything, go back and center it. So basically that's what it looks like, guys. So let me zoom out so you guys can see it. So that's what it looks like. So what's gonna happen next is, if I were to move this on its own without grouping it, because there are different layers, so to speak, I can move the rectangle and then the word is left. But because basically what I want them to be grouped together. So what I do is I highlight the box, and then I come up to the object, and then a menu pops down, and then I select group. And then when I do this, they're grouped together. But let me show you, if I didn't group them, if I were to move that, I can just move the layer, each layer separately. So let me go back and highlight everything and group it. And then I'll do the same thing for this one, group it. So that is how I go about and do or design my bookmarks. So I'll see you over when I'm doing the heat press, and we'll press these. This one is not going to come out as that. It's going to come out as this one, I believe, because as I said, this is the second time I'm recording this video. The first one was recorded, but for some reason it wasn't saved. So I'll see you guys when I'm doing the pressing. Hi guys, so now I'm back. I've gone ahead and I've printed off my designs, and that's what it looks like. Instead of wasting the paper, I said, why not just print everything? Because since I've never used this before, if I make any mistake, I can always go in and do some correction. So I've printed off my design. If you guys have never done sublimation before, or you're new to sublimation, when it first prints, it looks a bit faded, but once it is printed, it brightens up. But I'm not sure why is it has like this white mark there, and if you guys can see a white mark there, but let us see. So as we all sublimation blanks, they come, or acrylic blanks, they come with a plastic film or plastic coating on top. So one has to carefully take it off and ensure that you don't actually scratch the material underneath. And it comes on both sides, so you have to take it off from both sides. So I'm not going to use my weeding tool because I don't want it to get all scratched up. It's very sticky, so I'm just going to try and use whatever fingernail that I have, and we get rid of it. So that's it. I mean, I've done a review before where I bought some from Amazon, and I did the press setting according to their instructions, but it didn't come out that well. So that's them. 1 minute, please. Okay, so that's what it is they look like now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to carefully place them on top of each, but because I'll be doing back to front, what I have to then do is to cut out the ones that I won't be using for now, because if I were to press it, it will all come out. So I'm just gonna cut along here. So that's for the first side. And just do that. And I'm using sublimation paper. I have the Tex Rex, I think it's called, from Sawgrass, but I'm not sure which side is the side that I print on and which side is the blank side, because there's no writing on it. So I just carefully cut around my design. Whoops, my camera fell. So I'm telling you, let me try and sort it out again. Hold on, there we go. So I've carefully cut around my design. So what I'm gonna do now, this is all crushed up, but as they say, the show must go on. So I'm gonna carefully lay my design on the top. No, I think I've made this a bit too big, so I'm gonna put that one side, and then I'm gonna try and use one of these ones that says Jeremiah. So let me just carefully cut around it. And then I'll put that one side. And because the word Jeremiah is in the middle, it doesn't really matter. So I just have to ensure that I line it up as best as I possibly can. As you can see, I've made my design very wide. So when I've lined it up as best as I possibly can, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to get my heat resistant tape, and then I'm going to tape it down. And because I'm doing sublimation on a bookmark, there wasn't any need for me to mirror my image, because normally with sublimation you have to mirror your image. And then I'm going to do the same for this one. He is faithful. So let me ensure that I'm in the box, so to speak. Yep. Well, I've often made this mistake of making it a bit too wide, but it's best if it's wide than it's narrow. So I've lined it up as best as I possibly can. My heat press is now hot, and now I'm gonna tape it down. Taping it down ensures that it doesn't move during the sublimation process, or else you will get what is called ghosting. So what I'm gonna do now, I have here some parchment paper. So I'm gonna turn my design over, because when you're sublimating, you sublimate that way with the paper facing down or away from paper facing down. So that's it. And then I forgot to get another piece of parchment paper. 1 minute. I'm always forgetting something. And that's what it is. Let me try and bring it a bit closer. Oops. Let me try my best to bring it a bit closer. I didn't even need to use all this tape, but you know what? Let me cut some off, because it's just gonna get in the way. Let me just cut these off as well. So I can carry my designs much closer. That way I will ensure that it fits on the heat press. And then I put my, and then I start. And then you apply pressure on this. I've done a review of this heat press here. I'm going to try and leave a link in the either in the description or leave a link at the top so you guys can watch that. I quite like this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to speed up the video right about here. Okay guys, so I've now finished my pressing and it is the moment of truth. Whew. While it was being pressed, some steam was coming off it. I thought that the board was gonna melt, but it seems as though it has pressed. Oops, I'm trying to, it as you can see, it has come through. So let me go and remove the tape. Isn't hot, so that's why I'm handling the tape without any gloves, but I'm sure that the board is hot, so I don't want to touch it. Let me put this one side. I'm not even gonna do the reveal just yet. As you can see, some of it came off on the paper, so that's why it's good to ensure that you protect your area that you're pressing on, as well as protect the plate of your heat press, because if any sublimation ink gets on it, or that's it, finished. So that's it, the moment of truth. Oh wow. Guess what? I should have, oh my goodness, I should have mirrored the image. So now it has come out back. I should have mirrored the image. And I was thinking to myself, should I have mirrored this image? Should I have mirrored this image? And now look, I should have actually mirrored the image, because you look, you can't read that, can you? So let me go back. I can't believe it. Well, I'm enjoying this though. So let me go back and mirror the image and come back to you guys in a few minutes. Okay guys, so I'm now back. What a blunder that was. I've managed now to go ahead and I've printed them in the mirror. Don't make the mistake that I did. And here I was being confident and saying, oh, with sublimation, remember, you have to mirror, but because I'm doing these bookmarks, I don't need to mirror it. Was I so wrong? So I've gone ahead and I've mirrored my image. And then this is what it looks like being mirrored. So what I'm gonna do, I think this is the Sawgrass own sublimation paper. So what I'm gonna do now is that I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna ensure that it's all lined up properly on the paper. I've double checked to ensure that I've taken off the plastic film which comes with it, because that would be another whammy. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do the same for this one. I'm gonna line it up as best as I possibly can to ensure that it's centered. I always do this wrong in terms of, it's centered on the paper, but I always make the design way too big. But this is just for my own demonstration purposes, and this is for my bookmark anyway, because I have a book reading and I need another bookmark. So I've gone ahead and I've taped them. There's no sublimation ink on this, so I can go ahead and use this one. So I turn them over. And then that one is a sub. So let me grab another piece of parchment paper, because the other one is not good anymore because it has sublimation ink on it. And okay, so let us see. From what I can see, let me turn it around so you guys can see. It has come through. Let's I hope now that I have done it on the correct side. Let me just put that one side. And let me do the reveal. There. Perfect. He is faithful. And then the other one. And then let me do this one. Oops, this one is a bit hot. And then let me do that one. That's it. Perfect. So that's it. He is faithful. And then we have Jeremiah 29 verse 11. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wait until these cool, because they're still a bit hot, and then I'm going to come back and then I'm going to press the other side for you guys. So I'll catch you in a minute. And it has come through there, so I'll catch you in a minute. Okay guys, so I'm back to the final part of this video. So what I've done, I've gone ahead to speed up time. I've gone ahead and I've cut this out. So this is going to be the back part, or the other side of the bookmark. So as before, I just place it down. Try to ensure that it is at least slightly centered, not too off. I need to get my technique down with regards to getting this more like the outside. Instead of making it so wide, make it a bit more narrow, because this in itself takes time when I'm trying my best to line it up. So I've done that. I don't think I need to do a lot of tape. So let me just cut this part off, turn it over, and then I need to do the second one. He is faithful, which is this one. I think I pressed this a bit too long because it's slightly bent, but hopefully when I've pressed it on the other side, it will straighten out. I'm trying my best not to apply too much pressure on this one. Sorry if you guys can't see so well, because I've had to set my camera at a different angle, because when I set my camera in front of me earlier, it completely fell over. I totally forgot it was there. And I smashed into it. So let me secure this side as well so that it doesn't shift, because it appears as though it wants to shift and we don't want that. So I've now done that. Let me get another piece of parchment paper. So I add them, and then we go ahead and start. So
what we sow in tears will reap in joy.
okay, let me turn my heaters off. Okay guys, so I'm now back. As you can see, it has come through. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it has come through. So, and evidence, it's come through on the paper. So now let me remove this. Oops, completely forgot that it was hot. And then I'm gonna do this side, and then let me turn it at a different angle. Clean this off. Oops. Do the same thing for that one. Clean it off. And there we go, guys. It's finished. It's completed. So there we go. It's not so hot to the touch. So there we go. He is faithful. And then that's the other side. There's nothing on it, just that. It has a bit of a shine to it as well, but if you want, you can probably spray some sheen on it or something if you want it to go pop. And then we have this one here. I'm not sure if you guys can see it that well. Let me try and come around. So we have that one, Jeremiah 29:11, and then that's what it says, for I know the plans I have for you. So that's what it looks like. And let me try and get my, I'm so unorganized. I'm always unorganized when I'm doing videos. So I got all of these little tassels that came in the pack. So let me see. I like this green one for that one. So we try. These holes are very tiny. I'm just embarrassing myself, aren't I? I'm just embarrassing myself. Oh yeah, it's gone through. But if you want, you could put like ribbon, if you have like really small ribbons on it. And then this one, let me do it with this one. Yeah, let me try let me see how it looks with the gold one. Yeah. Oh, I'm embarrassing myself. But you know what? I'm quite enjoying doing these. I really am enjoying doing it. I didn't even know I had such a side to me in terms of creating these things. You know, it's like watching something start. Oh, this ain't going anywhere. It's like, you know, Okay. Oh, hold on. Come on, thing. Don't fail me now. It's not going through. Hold on. Let me just exercise a bit of patience. There we go. Let me get my weeding tool. Haha. And there we go, guys. There we go. Sublimating on MDF Blanks. I used the recommended temperature at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and for 60 seconds. There we go. Nice. Really nice. Let me move that out of the way. And then these are the spares that I've done, and I'll probably go ahead and do some more, but that's it. There we go. Let me move my green gloves out of the way. So there we go. So that's what it looks like. So thank you yet again for sticking around, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I say thank you very much for coming back, and thank you. And as always, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And may the countenance of the Lord forever rest upon you and give you peace. And I say shalom, shalom, shalom.
Anytime